It is the eve of the NCAA March Madness bracket racket tournament.
Racket, I like that.
Yeah, I just coined the phrase earlier today.
Freshly minted.
It's been a long day.
We're actually watching the Fairleigh Dickinson University beat down of Texas Southern in the first four. Do you consider the first four part of the tournament?
Absolutely.
I generally don't. But sure. I don't watch it like I watch the others.
It's called a play-in game, but they've expanded it to 68 now, so it's the field of 68. UCLA made it to like a Final Four after they beat us.
And we should have beat them. We gave up a lead late. What do you know about that?
Try to tell Texas Southern they didn't make the tournament this year, okay? Yeah. Those boys are going to hang their hat. They might not do anything else for the rest of their life, but they're going to tell people, dang it, I played in the NCAA tournament, and we lost to perennial powerhouse 16 seed Fairleigh Dickinson. Didn't they almost upset somebody one year? It was a big one seed.
I don't know. Fairly good at basketball, Dickinson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Solid school for basketball. Yeah. That's the only reason people have heard of them is because they're always a 16 seed.
These games are useless. Now the 11s, the Michigan State UCLA game was an 11. And then I think every year so far since they've had these play-in games, an 11 seed has beaten, after winning the play-in game, has beaten a 6 seed. Well, so put that in your brackets.
I feel like they get their rhythm going a little bit against a good opponent.
Probably.
And I mean, those are top 44 schools.
Probably.
Speaking of top 44 schools, you see Rutgers Tuesday.
Yeah.
Getting beat in overtime by.
Was it overtime?
It was Hofstra.
Yeah, Hofstra. Yeah, that was funny.
Sent them packing. I guess they didn't belong in the tournament.
Hey, real quick, before we start diving into the bracket, how far do you got Michigan going this year?
Oh, are they alive still in the knit?
Oh yeah, they're still going. They're going after their fourth NIT title as a university.
Do you hang a banner if you win the NIT tournament?
Shoot, if they've got 4 of them, I don't see why not.
This could save Jawan's career.
Yeah.
If they make a run here.
Gonna get a trophy in the trophy case, hang a banner?
Michigan fans might be like you, though, where they're like, if he doesn't get out of the first weekend, I want him gone.
If they don't get out of the first weekend of the NIT.
See, it could be so much worse. It's good to be disappointed about being in a tournament.
Well, heck yes, it could be worse. I could be a Michigan fan.
Ugh.
Anyway, let's just dive in. So we're gonna take it, and you don't. I don't know how much prep you did, but we'll not to throw you under the bus or anything, but I'm planning on going just region by region here, and just kind of going through a couple of the upsets that I like, a couple maybe that I don't, because every year there's always this most popular 5-12 upset.
That's a big one for sure.
The 5-12 is always good, but every year there's one that's most common. And this year it seems to be Charleston beating Duke. Or excuse me, Charleston, not Duke. Charleston beating San Diego State.
Uh-huh.
And this is in the South. And so I'm going complete opposite on that. Because every time I feel like the whole country is on a 12, they always lay an egg. And the 5 has too much juice going into that game and ends up running away with it. So I would suggest staying away from Charleston.
Okay. Duly noted. I'm a big fan of the 4-13 upsets.
Yes,
I feel like
me
that's
too.
Another big one.
Me too.
That usually hits. And then if you can call a 2-15, all the power to you. Because I feel like that happens once every other year too.
Yeah, I think almost once every year it seems like. So that's something to watch. The unfortunate thing about this is most of the people that are going to be listening to this podcast are also in a bracket pool with me. So I'm basically giving them the secret sauce.
Tell them what not to do, Steven.
I should. Yeah. Maybe you should go opposite of what I'm doing.
You get too much into the weeds, then you end up. It could just really go south on you. You got to be like that girlfriend that just picks by the school colors or mascots or oh, he's hot, I'm gonna pick him, and then they end up winning the bracket pool.
What basket did the cat knock a ball into?
There you go. Exactly.
Yeah.
Which bowl did the puppy eat the food from?
Yep, that's the one. That was my method. So please put that in your bracket.
Foolproof method.
Going into the rest of the South, probably my favorite upset special of this tournament is the Furman Paladins over Virginia. It's I believe Furman is 14.
Aren't they known for football?
Virginia's a 3. I mean, I don't know that Furman's known for anything.
What's their mascot?
The Paladins.
Oh. Well, that's right. You said that. What's a paladin again?
That's a good question.
I feel like that's something from like I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say what I'm about to say, but
Yeah, I wouldn't.
It rhymes with Aladdin.
But just a couple things on Furman of why I think they're going to pull this off. First of all, if a team loves to launch threes and makes them, that is the tourney favorite. But Furman also does a really good job of limiting turnovers. They have some senior guards that don't turn it over. They love to shoot the threes, and that is a deadly combo in the tournament, especially against a Virginia team that doesn't have the talent they normally have, doesn't have the defense they normally have, and I'm not a fan. The other thing that's interesting about this game is it is the second game of the tournament.
Early tip.
So
get the madness going.
What I feel like happens a lot of the time is the first couple games tip off. There's some nerves.
And who's going to be the first big dog to go down? And then, not us.
And then later in the day, later in the day, these teams, higher seeded or better seeded teams, have watched that, and they're a little bit more on their game, paying attention to coach a little bit more. That maybe these guys can beat us.
Well, they know it's coming, but once you see it actually happening and like upsets are popping off, then they really start to I feel like they start to gear in. But at a certain point, like you just can't stop it because these underdogs, they just are like they see it happening too from the other side, and they're like, we can win, dang it, like. So it's just you can't predict it, but it's an interesting thought.
We're gonna try. Doesn't stop us from trying.
Absolutely. We're gonna put money into it.
Yes, we sure are.
We're gonna be glued. Work productivity's taking a big dip.
My companies that I've worked for have not gotten a single ounce of work out of me for the last 10 years on a Thursday, Friday opening. It's a staple. I have to.
At least you take the day off.
Yeah.
Most people don't even take the day off. They just don't work.
Yeah, but you gotta fully embrace it. Maybe hit a ball.
So, are there any guys on this Virginia team to go into that game some more that were part of that 1 seed that lost? Probably some guys that were freshmen.
They've had so much turnover there. They have like 3 or 4 transfers.
There's got to be 1 or 2 guys.
Yeah, probably.
And of course, the fans remember.
Of course.
And it's the same coach and everything.
Yeah, Tony Bennett.
So,
the other game in that bracket that I think is a good upset watch. It's not super upset because it's a 10-7, but Utah State is another team I love. They also love to jack the threes and make them. I think they're shooting like 38 to 39% as a team, and over half their shots are threes.
Wow.
They love the pick and pop with their big men. That'll be something to watch. I think they'll upset the Missouri Tigers in the opening round, play Arizona for a tough game in round 2.
Look at Fairleigh Dickinson putting their name on the bracket because they advanced to the first round.
Right. Woohoo! We're in!
So, on Utah State, do you think, let's say they win a couple of games, do you think Jay Love's going to get in the crowd?
Maybe.
The new starting quarterback
it would go to
Packers.
Jay Love for you, yes.
I love it.
The Aggies.
They could probably put a jersey on him, and he still looks like a college kid. And just
I could see it.
Throw him out there, he starts dunking on fools. He's pretty athletic.
Yeah. Overall, out of the South, I like Alabama coming out. But
me too.
You just, with what they have hanging over them, you just don't know how these kids are going to stay focused. It's either going to be something that kills them, or they're going to make a run and rally around it. And Oates could definitely, Nate Oates, great coach for Alabama. He could use it and spin it to put a chip on their shoulder, and they could potentially go on and win it all. But I do like them getting out.
You know they got some shooters at least.
Yeah, for sure.
Pow pow.
Pow pow. Too soon? Maybe not.
But they're my champion pick. So yeah, I do like that.
Yeah.
I think that they'll kind of rally, and I didn't really get into that when I picked them because like I do like them though after really thinking about it. I mean, I think that kind of thing can, I mean, as much as it can tear you apart, if you can get through it, it can bring you together and kind of rally the team. And with a good coach, which I think they probably
That'll
have,
be an interesting.
I think they got a run in them.
Yeah, I hope so.
Rise above it.
So moving on to the West, Kansas, the 1 seed. Just a note for you guys, has made it to the Elite Eight every time they have been a 1 seed under Bill Self.
Wow.
This is the 8th time that they have been a 1 seed under Self. And so you kind of have to put them in the Elite Eight based on track record. Not so fast, my friend. Not so fast.
Easy their lead.
I'm shaking my pencil at you guys. Just another game on here. The Arkansas-Illinois 8-9. To me,
what was the not so fast? You're saying they're going to lose to
Howard? This is it. Hold on. No, they're going to beat Howard. But the Arkansas-Illinois game, to me, is the most fascinating game of the whole first round. Both teams have athleticism. Both are their calling card is defense. I love watching Illinois. They have some great athletes that can shoot. They fly up the floor. They defend. And the same thing with Arkansas. And despite what I said about Kansas, of making it to the lead every time they're a 1 seed, I could see Illinois or Arkansas giving them a run in the second round and potentially beating them. I don't think it's a classic Kansas team. Their point guard, don't love him. He doesn't make shots. He's more of a slasher. They don't really have the traditional Kansas big that they've had in the past. They got DJ Wilson as a wing, but he's hot and cold. They have Grady Dick as a freshman, but he's a freshman and you never know what they're going to bring. I actually am picking Illinois.
To beat Kansas?
To beat Arkansas and then to beat Kansas in the second round.
So, I don't really know a ton of the players on either teams. I kind of go off of, like, my history and what I know and how I feel and just how, like, the names of the schools and the mascots, how they line up on my eyes and just going with my gut.
Maybe enter a dark room for a while and really ponder.
Maybe just close my eyes and just imagine the game. And then I see Illinois losing, probably to Arkansas. And Kansas is not losing in the second round. Like you said, they always go to the Elite Eight when they're 1 seed. And looking at their bracket,
first time for everybody.
I don't really see that stopping.
Well, we'll see. Just that's my.
Who's the 2 seed in their bracket?
I don't know. You have the bracket in front of you.
It's all janked. Texas?
Is it Texas? No, it's not Texas.
I don't know. This isn't a good app that I'm looking at.
Oh, jeez.
They ain't losing though.
UCLA is the 2 seed in that bracket.
Ooh,
don't worry, guys. I saved us. I have another upset in there. Rick Pitino is the head coach of the Iona Gales.
Oh, yeah.
I think they could beat UConn. UConn has been very hot and cold this year. Rick Pitino, I think he could lead the upset. I do like UConn. They have players. I don't know that I trust them. So I could see Rick Pitino and the Iona Gales knocking off the Huskies there. And then this is where I have an 11 seed play-in team knocking off TCU. Either Arizona State or Nevada. I don't care which one makes it. They're going to beat TCU. TCU has injuries galore right now. One of their kids that's hurt already entered the portal. I don't think that
you think they could lose to a play-in team. You said?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
That's my 11 beating a 6 this year. It's happened every year since the play-in game. I think that streak continues. UCLA has also had some injury issues, but I do like them coming out of this bracket. Too much veteran leadership. just too much.
Yes. Upperclassmen prevail.
We love upperclassmen. We love guards in the tournament.
It means more to them.
Yes, it does.
They're not just sailing off to the NBA. This is it.
This is it.
For a lot of these guys.
They got one shining moment.
They could be off to Europe after this, never going to see their family ever again. Or they could be an insurance salesman. And this is their
sad.
last hurrah.
That is a little sad.
Or some of them might flame out completely and join a gang.
Right.
End up dead. Or in jail.
Thank you for that refreshing, positive stance.
That is why they want more, and they're going to advance.
Yes, that will take them. The Midwest. We're obviously going to save the best bracket, the East, for last, the main event. But Midwest first. The two teams I have pulling off upsets are Drake over Miami. That's my 5-12.
Oh, wow.
Drake is a better shooting team.
Drizzy, you think Drake's picking Drake?
Drake is probably picking Drake.
Well, the Drake curse, then.
Speaking of old, you should have saved your old motivation bit for this one. Drake is the 5th oldest team in Division I.
Wow.
They've been waiting for 4 years for this.
Those guys want it.
This is their moment. The other one, Kent State over Indiana. Indiana doesn't have guards. They have Trace Jackson Davis. But Kent State can fill it up. They do lack size, and Jackson Davis will feast. But I think Kent State will get it done. They got 2 veteran guards that I love. Like, if you have a team that has veteran guards going up against a team that has freshman guards, I'm sorry, you're going to lose.
I don't know. I mean, I did hear Jay Billis, talking up Kent State, saying they're well coached, this, that, and the other, and everyone loves to pick like a fancy upset and make it sound all cool, but Trace Jackson Davis is going to dominate that game. Like, he came back for this. So I see him going off in the first weekend, and I see them advancing to play Iowa and then Texas, and then finally falling to Texas.
So, speaking of Texas, I have them coming out of the Midwest, but...
Hey, me too.
But.
Big butt.
With multiple T's.
But.
They play Colgate out of the gate. Sure. Yes, if you let Colgate get out of the tube, you can't put them back in.
Mm-hmm. And they are sweet.
They are the best 3-point shooting team in the tournament. They got a guy that was shooting 50% from volume. They have another guy that was hitting 46% with volume from deep.
Don't give you nightmares.
I think Texas wins. They have too much size, too much athleticism, too much defense. They're generating a turnover on defense 1 out of every 4 possessions.
Wow, so that's a good way to win ball games.
Yeah, so I like Texas, but if they let up at all against Colgate can shoot themselves to a win. So I'm saying Texas is either going to make it all the way out into the Final Four, or they're going out in the first round.
If they can escape Colgate, that is so funny. But true. I respect it based on the information that you're spitting out. We're learning a lot here tonight.
We've done research.
We are learning a ton, folks. Tell me what you knew about Colgate coming into this. We're bringing the knowledge. Well, one of us is.
Yeah, you're just here.
I could have looked this up. I was busy.
Yeah, exactly.
You see what's going on upstairs?
This is what I did at work
Absolute
today.
chaos. And I'm grilling up smoked pork chops, making dinner.
It did look
Carson's
really good.
got goober eyes.
Yikes.
I had to take Brenda Mason today because daycare, it's a mess.
Yikes.
Well, we're getting through it. But thank you for doing the research for me.
You're welcome. So that we could keep the show moving along.
Yeah.
Now the main event.
Ooh.
The East.
Yes. Flip your page to the East, folks.
And I'm just going to say it. The Spartans are coming out.
Oh, no way.
The Spartans are coming out.
I can see it. That's for sure. I can definitely see it. We got a good draw in the first round. You got Southern Cal coming all the way east. And we just got a quick trip down to Columbus.
That game's going to be at 9 o'clock their time.
In
the morning.
They're probably so upset about that.
Yeah.
Do you think they're already started their clock back and they're going to bed at 6 p.m.?
You know how much I feel bad for them?
No,
0. Because you know how many times we've had to go out to Seattle or San Diego and play at 9:00 at night.
I think it was last year,
where we played at 9, so it was really 1:00 in the morning.
We took off at it was crazy
against UCLA or whatever.
The game before us went over. So, it was 12:20 before we tipped.
It's about time that they reward us and put us in Columbus and let us play at noon. All joking aside, USC is a carbon copy of us. Neither one of us rebound. We win when we shoot well, and we get crushed when we don't. But we have more veteran team where they have a little bit more young guys. They have some centers that like to block shots, which our three-point shooting and our inability to attack the rim against most teams is a big issue. Against them, it kind of plays into our hands that we can't drive because they have two big guys that are ready to clog up the paint. So we've lived and died by the three all year. It's going to continue. We get past them.
Are we playing at Ohio State's arena?
I would assume so. I don't know if Columbus
we know those rims and we like them.
Maybe. Well, it might not be at Ohio State's arena. It's actually
Value City. It's not a Value City. Why wouldn't it be?
It could be. I actually, that's a good question, and maybe
they're
you can
playing
look it
where
up
the
here.
Blue Jackets are.
That was going to be my selection, is maybe where the Blue Jackets are. But look that up real quick. But if we were to take down USC, which I think we will, we have the easiest 2 seed in the tournament. I'd rather play Marquette than Duke or Tennessee, which are the 4 and 5 seeds in our bracket. I could see the Spartans marching to the Final Four, or I could see them losing to USC in round 1. But I think if we get past USC, I think we're on our way. I think we're going to do it.
Nationwide Arena. That's not Value City Arena. Nationwide
Arena. That's
where
the Blue Jackets play.
Is
nice
it?
Area.
Blue Jackets.
Nice area.
Let's go to one of the games if we win. Let's go see them play Marquette.
Yeah, probably not.
Great
on
road
Sunday.
trip.
No.
You're the worst.
It is a great time. I did love my time in Columbus. Some nice bar action out there. Some rooftop bars. Might be a little chilly still. I don't know. But pretty cool time. Yeah, also in there, I like Providence beating Kentucky. And I do like taking the Raging Cajuns and beating Tennessee. Tennessee's the 4. Tennessee doesn't have their best player, Ziegler, and Rick Barnes. You know Rick Barnes?
Oh,
used to be Texas's coach. He is atrocious in the tourney.
Yeah, I saw something about Tennessee losing to underdogs 4 out of the last 6 years or something crazy.
Yeah, so I'll take that. And
Volunteers.
And we'll see. But
that
I do
sucks
like
for them.
And Rick Barnes did that all the time at Texas too. So
maybe he could get fired if they get bounced early. That might be it for Rick. Maybe we can get him to replace Izzo for you.
I would never want him. I would line up about 500.
Yeah, the grass ain't always greener though. If there aren't enough people available out there, it's either him or a high school coach or an NBA retread.
Yeah, that's cute.
John Beeline.
That's real cute.
How about that?
I'd take Beeline.
Get out of here.
Beeline was like Izzo at first, where he took guys that didn't belong and he got them there. Sweet 16s, Final Fours. He was in the national championship game with Dan Dokic's son running point.
A great coach.
He's great. He should have. Then I bet you most Michigan fans would love Juwan to get fired just to bring Beeline back.
Right.
But we're done talking about them in that terrible program. I do like Duke beating Purdue. Duke is hot, and Purdue has Matt Painter. So I'll take Duke there. They have freshman guards, and Matt Painter can't coach. So
our brackets are very different. I got Purdue losing to Tennessee.
Good.
Then Michigan State beating Tennessee.
Good. Well, just keep doing what you're doing and don't listen to me.
No method to my madness, and that's why it's going to be gold.
I hope so.
How many people we got in the bracket pool? Should we promote it?
Yeah. I have a bracket pool going.
Get a hold of me.
If you want to get in, just let me know. I've probably invited most of you.
$10, 2 bracket limit?
Yeah, $10, 2 bracket limit. The cool thing about this is it's the format for every game that you get correct. The points that you get is the round plus seed.
Mm.
For example, if a 15 does beat a 2 seed and you guess it correctly in the first round, that's 16 points that you get instead of just a normal 2.
If your name starts with an S and ends with an E, sounds suspicious to me. I'm going to have to look into this.
So it's a fun format. It's fun when it gets down to stretch because you can see how many possible points people have left, and it could look like you're out of it, but if you have a Cinderella going a little bit, you can hop right back in it. It's a good format. But I do have the Spartans and Duke to play each other to go to a Final Four.
Really?
How fun would that be?
Gosh.
I hope Izzo doesn't take the same approach with John Shire as he did with Coach K. Maybe get an early lead on John Shire and not let John Shire go 8-0 on him.
I can't believe we had them dead to rights last year. We were up 5 with a minute and a half to go.
And the point guard Jeremy Roach ended our season, and he's still there.
They're not going to make it to playoffs.
Good. Hope so.
I got them losing in the first round to Oral Roberts. Upset alert!
Was that one based on just the gut feeling, or was that
Oral Roberts? Are you kidding me? That's such a classic upset school. Oral Roberts. And Duke loves to get upset in the first round.
Here's the funny thing about this.
It's gonna happen.
The bracket committee, I think, did a phenomenal job. Duke is the hottest team, and they put them up against Max Abrams and his Oral Roberts team. Max Abrams is probably my favorite player in the tournament.
Oh, yeah.
He's a
baller.
Yeah, he averaged 22 a game.
Yeah, he's one of the best scorers in the country.
Yes.
He's a fun watch. You're bringing it back to me.
Good. He's a fun watch, and I will be pulling for him, but except for the fact that I have Duke going decently far. So I'm ready to have my heart broken for Max Abrams. But outside of that, my favorite player in this tournament. Do you know
who? Is he from the Big Ten?
Yes.
Is he from Michigan State?
No.
Is it... It's Edie.
Fuck Edie!
I hate him so much.
It's so fun to watch him not foul anybody.
Dunker block.
Dunker block.
He don't need buck.
Jeez. No, my favorite player, he's 6'8", white, mulleted guy from Illinois. The silky smooth shooter, Matthew Mayer.
That's cool.
He was the X Factor on Baylor's championship team. He has a nasty pull-up 3 game, step-back game. He's 6'8", did I mention? Mm-hmm. And silky smooth shot.
Mullet. I can see it
He
now.
loves to pump fake and beat guys off the dribble, and he'll occasionally rip down a nasty jam and dunk on somebody with his mullet.
That's nice.
Every year, there's one player that I just love to watch.
Salivate over.
And it was Steph Curry the one year where he's going off with Davidson. I happened to be in Ford Field watching him beat Wisconsin and then narrowly beat Kansas. That was a blast. We all love Jimmer Fredette.
Oh, yeah.
Those guys that can you just know they're about to put up like 30. I don't know that Matthew Mayer is that good, and actually he's not. But there's a threat. And he's got a mullet.
I like the guy from Oral Roberts. You reminded me of him. He's fun to watch. He can fill it up. He can pretty much score from anywhere on the court.
Yeah.
I feel like he'll give Duke all they can handle, and he'll keep Oral Roberts in, and they're gonna win it. Make a little bit of a run.
They're gonna win it all. How far you got them going?
I'm a bit. I don't know how far I got them going, but I could see him getting hot and leading them on a run. Another guy I like. I'm kind of torn on him. I'll be interested to hear what you say. Is Timmy from Gonzaga?
Yeah.
He's just that heart and hustle, and this is going to be his last run again. He's like 28 years old.
He can be fun
I hate
to watch.
Gonzaga, but it's hard to not like him.
I think they could make a run again. Obviously, they have a good tradition. Timmy I feel like he's just stale now. He's been around so long. that we've all seen it. We've all seen the actions. We've
Yeah,
seen
right.
the goatee mustache.
I love
the Fu Manchu. We've seen it all, but there are times in games where in the second half he just decides to take over and he starts reaching into his bag of post moves and getting fouls called and throwing up ridiculous bank shots. Then that is like shots where he's turning away, falling down, and lobbing a hook shot with his left hand, and you just know it's going in.
Yep.
Those moments are fun to watch, and that's what makes the tournament great. Is when you watch a player like that, where they're just like having the hottest day of their life on the basketball court, and it's in one of the clutchest moments ever. It does not get any better than that.
I'd like to see Kohler spend some time with him, maybe at least watch some film and incorporate some of that to his game.
That'd be cool.
Oh, there was another one. Another good one.
Oh, he's got a bonus player?
Oh, you'll be able to help me rack my brain. The guy from UCLA that gave us all kinds
Tiger
of problems.
Campbell? Oh, Jamie Jaquez. Yes, he's still there. He's rocking the headband
obviously
and the
they're
long
a
hair.
2 seed. They've just continued to get better.
Him and Tiger Campbell.
Obviously, he was putting daggers in our heart 2 years ago, but
and that they had Johnny Juzang then though, and he's gone.
Oh yeah, he was good too.
And they had another stud. They had another stud defender.
They ended up beating Michigan, right? Too.
Yeah.
So that was like kind of the silver lining. Yeah, they got you too.
Yeah. They got, but they have a couple guys injured that are pivotal pieces for them. So it'll be interesting to see if Tiger
he's gonna have to be nice.
Yeah, if Tiger and him can.
Who's your Final Four?
The Final Four, I have Alabama beating the Spartans.
Ooh, me too.
And then I have UCLA beating Texas.
Are you kidding me?
And then I have UCLA beating
Alabama.
We
have the same Final Four, except I have Bama beating Texas.
Oh boy!
Great minds.
Wow, we really dialed that in.
High five.
You're gonna have to change it.
Well, we don't want to give away too much. There's a lot of action going on tomorrow. It's gonna be real exciting. We know you'll all be dialed in, whether you're working or not. You'll have the screens going. Can't wait for that first upset. I love that feeling.
Not a better sound. The first time I hear Clark Gumbel, oh baby, it's going down.
Clark Gumbel?
Yeah.
Isn't it Brian Gumbel?
Either one. No, I think I combined. Yeah. No, I definitely combined Clark Kellogg and Brian Gumbel. Those two icons of the tournament.
They're dynamite together. What about Seth?
Seth Davis.
He's part of the magic.
I forgot about Seth.
It's
a good group. And then you get the TNT crew going on there.
Oh, Chuck's going to be in there.
Shaq, and
it's going to be electric.
And Chuck says basically every year that I haven't watched any college basketball games all year, but this is what I think is going to happen. It's hilarious.
Colgate could really fill it up.
That's spot on.
I thought they were a toothpaste when I saw them on my bracket.
That is something.
The best.
That's funny that your comedy, your Colgate joke, you also put in Chuck's mouth.
Me and Chuck,
it's a Chuck joke. It will be very exciting to see the crew up there, to watch the CBS presentation, get to watch True TV for the first time since last year. It's always great tourney time, and I hope you guys all enjoy it. I wouldn't follow or definitely put any money on anything I've said or recommended.
Good disclaimer. You just wasted 30 minutes of your life.
Listen to this, but don't use it. We'll see what pans out. We'll have a recap maybe next week to see how I did. But
so buckle up. 12:15. No work's getting done. Enjoy the ball games, boys and girls. It's about to get crazy in the bracket racket.
Let's go.
Woohoo!
Have a good one, people.
Go green. Go white.
Go white.